Hello, and thank you so much for serving on this Sunday, June 2nd, 2024. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of today's lesson. It is the first Sunday of the month, so we are doing our memory verse lesson. So if you have served in here before, the formatting is pretty much the same as every other memory verse introduction Sunday, which is always the first Sunday of the month. You need to be here around 9:30 to check in at the check-in room, to participate in the huddle as a team, to pray together, and also to check in and get your check-in sticker. After that, come to the classroom. You can set out the centers, or you can let the kids set that out themselves. They'll have time to play at the centers until about 10:10. At 10:10, it's time for them to clean up. You're going to want to log into the YouTube app on the television. So you're going to click on YouTube, click on Lindsay. When you go to the left, I believe it's library. When you click that, you're going to see the watch later folder, and you're going to click on that, and that's where you're going to find the It's Wild and Jungle Jam videos are at the bottom of that. So you watch those two videos to sing together until it's time to then split apart to the two different groups. So at 10:20, that's when 3rd through 5th grade will go upstairs. You're going to take the yellow bag. It's right over there. 3rd through 5th graders that will have your keys to get in upstairs. You need to lock yourselves back in once you go up there. And you also have your lesson plans and your copies for your activity. So you'll need to grab the pack that has a clip on it that says boys or girls. Once the two groups are separated, we're going to introduce this month's new memory verse. It is going to be Luke 10:27. It is the New International Version, which is different than usual, but that is because that matches our VBS curriculum. And so we're kind of doubling up with VBS and doing that curriculum. So they need to do that first part on the paper that is on the board. They can fill in the missing words. If they are downstairs, upstairs, they need to just do the entire thing. After you practice the memory verse, you're going to do Taco's prayer, same as usual, remembering that the confession piece is to be done silently between them and God, not out loud to the whole group. And then it's time for the memory verse lesson. So we kind of during this part, we do include the memory verse, but we kind of take a larger view of it to understand the context of the memory verse. So the context of this month's memory verse is in Luke 10, verses 25 to 37, which is the story of the Good Samaritan. So there's a summary. The biggest piece we're talking about in there is understanding that there are different versions of the Bible. They mean the same. It's the same thing, but with slightly different words. The meaning is still the same. So our verse is from NIV, but when we read it today, we're going to be looking at ESV, which will look slightly different. And then there's some questions about the story. And then the craft is always the same on the first Sunday of the month. It is just working on our memory verse. So we have a two-sided sheet. So on one side, it's bubble letters that they can color in with patterns. And on the other side, it's the same verse. Sorry, I should have turned it. But they're going to trace it. So they're going to do that both ways. And then there are also bracelets that they can just write Luke 10:27 NIV on those bracelets. So they have that to wear home to remind their families of what their memory verse is. At 11:10, 3rd through 5th graders need to come downstairs back to the classroom. So you're ready for dismissal. You can put the TV back on. You can watch song videos or look for a video about Jesus that you can show the kids until parents are ready to pick them up. But that is it for this week. Thank you guys so much for serving, and we will see you on Sunday.